connecting in. And just scanning with how you're doing in this moment. Might be different from earlier this morning when you woke up and checked in, or throughout the day. Feeling how physical is doing. And checking in. All those little bones and joints, those connective tissues, and those big muscles, small muscles. Maybe roll those shoulders back and down. Maybe check in and relax the jaw. Starting to become aware of what there is to become aware of. Finding that mix of gratitude and compassion. And perhaps that journey is past the physical and getting a little deeper into the body, the mind, maybe even the soul. Using this awareness, this knowledge we now have, to set an intention. And that word or phrase, that goal or encouragement. Or maybe it's a little life verse or a week verse you're speaking over a period of time. Sealing in with a nice big breath, finding that full inhale. And soft exhale. One more of those. Breathing into the abdomen nice and big, as much air as you can. And letting it go softly. Starting to reawaken into the body. Finding those little wiggles through the fingers. Maybe press the thumb against the ends of each one of the fingers. And start to roll through the wrists. Roll through the ankles and squeeze through the toes. Beautiful. Let's take that nice big inhale. Sweep the arms up overhead for that good morning stretch. Maybe extend long through the legs, pointing through the toes and reaching a little farther with the arms, feeling it through shoulders and rib cage. Nice big stretch. Take that exhale, relax the arms. Take one more big stretch as you reach up. Maybe even create a little tension here, squeezing through the fists, shoulder blades, glutes, and curling the toes. And exhale, let it go. Start to hug the knees in towards the chest. Taking that gentle rock from side to side. Giving that low back a little love, a little massage for the body here. Keeping that gentle tuck of the chin. We often just start to roll towards the top of the head here. Finding some stillness. Let's extend the legs long. Bring the feet up towards the ceiling. Maybe the hands just come behind the hamstrings. And that a nice flex to the feet. Wake up into the calf, into the ankles. Bring a nice point to the toes. Wake up more of the front of the ankle and the shin. A nice flex. Waking up that back line. A nice point. Coming to some stillness. Let's release the hands alongside the body. Really press those heels up towards the ceiling. See if you can find a little length. Beautiful. Starting to bring a bend to the knees. Knees just simply hover. Maybe the feet stay a little bit active here as the shins hover at that 90 degrees. Starting to feel that awareness. And then start to teeter-totter, tick-tock the knees from side to side. So not quite coming into a twist, having to be more active than that, starting to feel into those obliques. Maybe bring those arms a little wider alongside the body, giving you some space just to gently roll from hip to hip across that low back. And if you want a little more challenge, you can extend the legs a little longer, or even long completely, anywhere in there. For more gentleness, the more you relax the feet, and the less you tip over, the more easy this will be. So choosing the level you want to work at. Starting to wake up that spine and getting that gentle twist from side to side. Maybe you really notice the vertebrae. Maybe you start to notice those muscles through that sideline of the body, and maybe through those lower abdominals as they work hard to keep those legs extended. Excellent. Taking just a few more little rocks from side to side. Feeling that engagement. Coming to stillness, extending those legs nice and long. Let's bend the knees and plant the feet down. Maybe just take a quick little windshield wiper, dropping knees from side to side quick. Coming back to that stillness. Knees are nicely in line with ankles, which are nicely in line with sit bones. Feel that nice, strong alignment. Roll those shoulders back and down. Really feel the surface area of those shoulder blades. There's lots of room there. Take an inhale to lengthen. That'll help naturally tuck the pelvis. Exhale, press into feet, float the hips up. Maybe starting a little more gentle than you normally would, not quite hitting that 100% mark, maybe hanging more on the 50 or 60%, starting to just feel into the feet, starting to feel into the spine. Maybe lift a few more vertebrae up, rolling a little higher up onto the shoulders. Just feeling that awareness and that connection. Letting this really be a nice back bend. Beautiful. Maybe now you send the hips up a little stronger, pressing a little firmer into the feet, pressing equally into heels and towards the tops of the toes, the ball of the foot and the outer edge of the foot, nice and strong through the legs here. Beautiful. Let's release this, rolling down one vertebrae at a time, coming down nice and softly. Getting ready, hitting that reset button, pressing those shoulders down and lifting the hips up. Starting gentle, feeling that engagement and then adding a little more, little squeeze into the glutes, setting those hips up a little higher. Maybe you start to feel that openness, the quads and through those hip flexors as you really reach and stretch upwards. Let it be about finding space here. Excellent. And roll it down nice and slow. Let's counter this by taking a quick hug of the knees in towards the chest. Maybe you really press the knees or the legs against the body and bring head and shoulders up off the ground, rounding into tiny ball. Take that exhale, slowly release the spine back down nice and slowly. Letting the head be the last thing to touch. Beautiful. Bring the knees separate over the hips and bring the hands up towards the ceiling. Excellent. I'm going to work on a little bit of brain yoga with our core work today. So I've got two motions for us. So finding and adapting as you need to. Maybe from here you extend the toes up towards the ceiling, finding a little bit more strength. So I'm going to work with opposite hand, opposite foot. Reach up for those toes and then bring that foot and that hand down, reaching overhead. Come on back up. Bring elbow towards the knee. So then we're beautiful. Come on back down. Bring it the foot right back up. And then switch towards the opposite side. So reaching for the toes. Arm extends nice and long. Bring elbow and knee together as you squeeze it back up. Bring it back down. And come back towards neutral. Other side. Off the toe. Reaching for the foot. Extending long. Come on back up. Bring elbow and knee together. Bring it out long. And back up towards the ceiling. Other side, opposite toe. Reach it out, kick it down. Elbow to knee. Finding that length. Coming back, switching towards the other side. Excellent. Starting just to feel that little bit of warmth and that engagement. Reaching up with both hands as you switch towards the other side. Finding that full crunch. It's a bit of an awkward movement. It's really not the most fluid thing we could come up with today, but I like that it really challenges the brain. I find I really have to think about the movement I'm doing. And then as I switch to the opposite side, it's almost like I have to rethink about that whole movement again. Excellent. Let's take one more on either side. Excellent. Finding that nice reach up, and the connection of the elbow, reach it up. Beautiful. Release the head back down, plant the legs. Maybe take a little windshield wiper. A little side to side motion. Just helps release the hips. Helps actually warm up the hips as well. It's kind of why I like to use them in between lots of the moves. Beautiful. Let's find that stillness. Take an inhale, reach up nice and tall. And take an exhale to roll right up into the boat. And coming right up into that nice seated position. Make sure that you're on sits bones and not on tailbone. Beautiful. Maybe start to float the feet up a little higher. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the heart. Big inhale, create some space. Exhale, find that strength. Maybe you release those hands. Beautiful. Nice and strong. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Let's lower it down. 4 count. 3, 2, and 1. Finding that canoe, flutter it out. Fluttering here for 3, 2, and 1. Try to snap back up into that boat. Come on, back up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the heart. Maybe bring the legs up a little bit longer. Excellent. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Let's lower nice and slow for 3, 2, and 1. And have that flutter for 3, 2, and 1. Come on, back up. Excellent. And plant the feet down. Find that nice seated position. Starting to warm up a little more into the arms. Take that inhale. Reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Release it down. Inhales to sweep up. And exhales to draw the hands down to heart center. Warming up through those arms and the shoulders. Starting to feel that connection of movement with the breath. Beautiful. As we move and breathe together in a nice unison, we are building that awareness and connecting the mind to the body, which helps us just simply become more aware of our emotions and helps us process things a little bit deeper, a little bit more fully. Really great if you struggle with depression or anxiety, which I think creeps up in all of our lives at some point. Beautiful. Bring hands down to heart. Excellent. So let's reach for right hand to left knee, taking a nice twist, press the other hand around and spin it all the way, walking down to your next hip or closer towards the tailbone. Lengthening on an inhale, on the exhale. Twist a little deeper, gaze going over that back shoulder. Beautiful, releasing, coming back through center, switching right over towards the other side. Reaching for the knee, hand spins around. Nice inhale to lengthen. Exhale to deepen, gazing over that back shoulder. Finding that release, coming back towards center. Let's switch the feet, opposite foot in front or on top. Taking that inhale, bring the arms up together, interlacing, maybe coming to steeple if you prefer to have some openness to the arms. You can link thumbs. Let's tip on over towards the left, finding that nice side bend, pressing the legs down. Beautiful, lifting those right ribs up just a little higher, feeling that nice activation through that sideline of the body. Let's float on back up, nice big reach. Exhale over towards the right. Beautiful, nice and full. Let's come on back up, nice big reach, and find a forward fold. Planting those hands down, maybe you reach long, maybe you bend at the elbows. Maybe drop the head, give a little shake, no releasing at the neck. Letting that feels nice on the back. Maybe feeling that a little into the hips. And starting to press on up. Come on back up towards that seated position. And we'll spin around, finding that all fours, finding that nice tabletop. Knees plant underneath hips. Hands hang out underneath shoulders. Finding that cat-cow breath, so inhales to look up. Roll the shoulders back and down, really draw the ears far from the shoulders. Exhale, tuck the chin, press those shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Maybe also press it into those hands, finding that extra little bit. Nice inhale, looking up, dropping that belly button down towards the ground. Maybe you really press belly button down, feel that nice bend through the spine. Exhale, round everything up. Maybe you really draw that belly button up and in. Taking one more at your own pace, finding that inhale. Rounding into that exhale. Coming to a nice flat back. Beautiful. Maybe you broaden through the shoulders, making sure you have enough space to kind of dip the body down. Finding that nice pit bull stance. So it might be just a little wider than you usually take. Excellent. Right toes. Start to press back. Maybe take a little rock back and forth, waking up through the foot and the ankle. Finding that stillness. Walk the left fingertips forward and float the foot up, lift the hand. Find that nice strong tiger pose. And draw that belly button up and in. Really use that low back to help support. Nice and strong. Beautiful. Bring elbow towards knee. Reach it out nice and long. Find length here. Come into your spider. Kick these out towards the side. Arm reaches left, leg kicks right. Beautiful. Come on back to your tiger. Reach it out nice and long. Elbow towards knee. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, find your spider. Back towards tiger. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunching it in. Reach it out nice and long. One more nice spider. Exhale, knee back in that tiger. Hold nice and strong. Drop the hand, drop the knee. Take a nice little sway from side to side. Maybe shake out a wrist. In between as well. And coming to stillness. Setting up for that left side, left toes. Go back and touch down. Take that little rock, waking up the foot, waking up the ankle. Beautiful. So we're going to walk our right fingertips forward. Take an inhale and lengthen through the crown of the head, engage that core. Exhale, foot floats up, hand floats up. Reaching nice and long, find that balance and stability, use that core. Exhale, elbow towards knee. Reach it out really long, really kick it long here. Swing it out, find your spider. Come on back, nice big reach. Elbow towards knee. Reach it out long, find that spider. Reaching out so far. Beautiful, finding that length in your tiger. Elbow to knee for the nice little crunch. Reach it out, last little spider. And come on back, so nice and long. Reach, 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 and hold. Excellent, drop the hand, drop the knee. Take that little release, little sway. The more you actively press the hips out here, the more you start to get into that IT band, that sideline of the leg. Excellent. Find your stillness, and let's roll into a downward dog, tucking those toes under, pressing it nice and strong, hips split up towards the ceiling. Nice big reach. Find a little more length through the arms, drawing the elbows just a little more in line with the head. And let's take a vinyasa, rolling into that nice plank position. Maybe you bend the knees here to lower down, take that exhale, let the elbows graze the ribs. Take that inhale, find a nice back bend. Beautiful, tuck those toes, work your way back through that downward dog. Maybe move through tabletop, maybe you just press back. Maybe pedal out the legs here. Check in with how they're doing. Excellent. Let's take one more vinyasa, moving towards that plank. Take that exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, downward dog. Beautiful. Look towards the front of the mat. Take a hop step, jump or tiptoe. Find your forward fold. Maybe you lengthen through the legs. Maybe alternate bending between knees. Full inhale. Full exhale. Maybe you hinge from the hips a little more. Maybe you release that head. Give it a nice shake no. Take that inhale. Find a nice halfway lift. Finding that it's just above the knees. Roll the shoulders back and down. Extend the head long. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Sweep the hands up. Find your chair pose. Inhale to lengthen. Activate that core. Exhale. Sink. Beautiful. Reaching those arms maybe a little longer. Exhale. Hands come to heart. Twist towards the right. Maybe you stay up high. Maybe you start to drop that elbow down, looking it on a knee, dropping those hips down with it. Finding that strength through the legs. Beautiful. Untwist. Press all the way up to standing. Reach it up nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Release those hands down. Sweep it up. Grab all that fresh energy, reaching it up and bringing it in. Excellent. Step those left toes back, finding a high lunge position. Maybe hands come onto the hips as you roll right hip back, press left hip forward. Reach those arms up, nice. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, maybe you sink a little bit more. Feeling that strength through the right leg, pressing into his back toe and lifting the leg, lifting the knee. Take an exhale, bow down, reach those fingertips back behind you, imagine squeezing onto the block. You draw the ears far from the shoulders. Inhale, sweep it up, nice and tall. Beautiful, exhale, bow it down. Reach those fingertips back. Maybe this time you reach for the hands together, feeling that squeeze through the shoulders. Keep pressing into that right leg. Beautiful. Release the hands. Inhale, sweep it up. Excellent. Exhale. Bow it down and reach back. Nice and strong. Maybe here you reach for opposite elbows. Feeling that extra pull through the shoulders, through the arms. Legs still nice and active. Beautiful. Maybe holding on to elbows, or if you have something a little easier, you can reach for opposite hands. Press into the legs. Keep that connection as you float yourself up. And drop that heel down. Finding that warrior two position may keep the bind at the arms. So press the knee. Nice open back toe spin towards the long edge of the mat. Beautiful. Just feeling a little restriction here, taking the arms out of it. Let's find that reverse warrior. So start to tip back. Keep that bend through the right knee. Start to feel that openness through that right side of the body, through that ribcage, and maybe even into that left hip. So different without the hands involved. Let's float back up. Finding what would be that warrior two, or just finding that neutral position. Are you pushing the ribs out? Can you draw everything up and in? Let's find that your extended side angle, or your closed side angle. Maybe trying to connect that shoulder down towards the elbow, but not curling into it. Keep that left shoulder stacked on top, finding that openness. Beautiful. Release. Come on back up, warrior two. Let's now reach those arms out. Beautiful. Let that feel good. Maybe take a little roll through the shoulders. Let's take that same movement, finding that reverse warrior. Nice big reach. How good does that feel to reach that right hand up? Come on back, warrior two. Little extended side angle, drop that elbow down. Reach that hand either up towards the ceiling or overhead. Feeling how the shoulders stack. Beautiful. Float back, find that warrior two. Excellent. Let's cartwheel that left hand, reaching up, touching down. Kick that foot back. Find your three-legged dog. Nice and reach. Give it a nice shake. Beautiful. If you want one more, you can flip it over, finding your wild thing. Right foot lands on the other side as you reach it up, lifting through the heart. Beautiful. Let's flip it back. Either taking that three-legged vinyasa or planting that foot down, taking your normal vinyasa, coming to that plank, lowering down, rising up, meeting back, downward dog. Beautiful. Option for two more flows, or child's pose, or a sip of water. I need to turn on the light on here, my camera's real dark. So I'm feeling that connection of the breath and the body. Feeling those inhales and those exhales. The joy of summertime ending, and the evening is coming a little earlier. Actually, I can adjust one more thing. Taking those few more rounds of breath, either finding that movement or finding that softness. Okay. Meeting back in that downward dog. Nice and strong through those arms. Taking a little moment here, work your shoulders to work with arms. Maybe even bend through the knees so you can find a little more length. Pressing into those hands. Feeling the broadness of the shoulders like that pit bull stance. So a lot of times people hang out a little bit more forward in this weird in-between plank and downward dog position. But if you widen the shoulders and press and find a little length, feel that tailbone reaching up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Look to the front of the mat, hop, step, jump, or tiptoe, find your forward fold. Taking that full breath here, let the head hang heavy. Take an inhale, a little halfway lift. Roll those shoulders back and down, lengthening. Bend the knees, sink up, sweep those arms up. Find your chair pose. Inhale to rise, engage through that belly button, exhale, sink. So strong, using those postural muscles to the back, excellent. Reaching those arms out long, exhale, hands to heart. Maybe you sink those hips a little deeper as you twist towards the left. Keep rolling that right hip back. Maybe you stay up high. Maybe you bow down a little more and dropping the hips down as you tuck the elbow on the leg. Finding that strength. Keeping that alignment of the knees. Beautiful. Let's start to untwist, coming back up to that chair pose, and press all the way up. Nice big reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Drop those hands down, grab all that fresh energy around you, and draw it all in. Step those right toes back, finding that nice high lunge. Maybe the hands come onto the hips as you roll that left hip back. Set your position. Take that inhale, reach it up. Lengthening through that back leg. Nice and strong through those toes. Maybe you sink a little deeper. Take that exhale, bow it down. Reach those hands back, imagine squeezing onto that block. Draw the ears far from the shoulders. Left leg is strong here. Inhale, sweep it up. Nice big reach. Exhale, bow down. Interlace those fingers, maybe those hands float up off the back. Finding that length through the spine. Back is nice and flat. Beautiful, release those hands as you sweep it up. Beautiful, take that exhale, bow down. Maybe now you reach for those opposite elbows. Take that little wiggle to get into it. Nice bow down, pressing in strong to those legs. Maybe you're feeling that burn, or maybe you're like, yeah, legs, look how strong you are. Beautiful, let's float it back up and drop that back heel down, coming into that warrior two stance. The right toe is pointing towards the long edge of the mat. Bending in deep. Inhale, lengthen, draw those ribs in. Beautiful. Let's find that reverse warrior, dropping that right shoulder down, lifting that left shoulder up, heart lifts towards the ceiling. Maybe add that extra bend through left leg. Come on back, warrior two. Finding that extended side angle. Imagine drawing that back down an imaginary wall. Right shoulder stays open, beautiful. So strong, come on back up. Slowly reaching those arms out, giving that shoulders a nice break. Reaching it up so tall. Legs are still strong here. If you need that little break, you can straighten just gently through that left leg. If you want more intensity, really bend it. Reverse warrior. Left hand reaches up. Oh, feel all of that openness and space. Exhale, back towards warrior two. Drop elbow down towards knee, extended side angle. Right hand can reach up or reach overhead. Beautiful. Come on back up. Warrior two. Right hand cartwheels down, framing that foot and keeping that left foot up, finding your three-legged dog. Beautiful. Nice, lengthening through those arms, and flip it over, finding your wild thing. Reaching that left hand up, hips press up towards the ceiling. Excellent. Flip it back around, finding your three-legged flow. We're gonna drop that foot down, coming to your plank. Lowering down. Inhale to rise. Exhale to downward dog. Option for two more vinyasa, or vinyasa in a child's pose, or child's pose in a vinyasa. Finding movement, how your body wants you to take it. So good. Listening to the body, thinking exactly what you need. Full inhale, full exhale. Beautiful. Let's start to either rise up from your child's pose or come into a tabletop position. If you're in more of a downward dog, drop the knees down. Start to come up onto the knees. You need to fold your mat over to give your knees a little bit more cushion here. Great option. I'm just gonna feel like my back is towards you, but I also don't want to butt at the camera, so we'll take this angle. That's how we'll make this work. All right. Inhale, lift the heart, find that openness. Exhale, bring those hands towards those imaginary back pockets. Trying to work with lengthening through the quads, finding openness through the whole heart space. Knowing that this pose is vulnerable, so maybe there's that restriction there. Bring those elbows hiding behind the back. Nice big tuck. Inhale to lengthen some more. And exhale, it's all about trying to lengthen through the spine. As we press those hips forward, and take a gentle back bend. Beautiful. Let's come on back up. Excellent. Starting to maybe work with the core, noticing where that strength lies. So as you inhale, lift, tuck those elbows behind. Maybe in your back bend now, you also lean back a little bit, feeling that core be a little more active. Keep pressing those hips forward. Feel that through the quads and hip flexors. And come on back up. One more. Leaning back. Just a little camel prep here. Pressing hips forward. Opening up through the body. And come on back up. Beautiful. If you have more of a camel in your practice, I like to tuck my toes under, bring my heels up a little higher, because then I can get into this a little more one-handed. So I still like to keep one hand on my back and reaching my left hand. Either down, lots of people just like to leave it loose, or you like to reach up and over for the heel. I like to leave it loose because then I can still not quite go as deep. So lifting through the heart. Take that exhale, press hips forward, lean back, reach for that heel. Maybe just get a finger on it, maybe get the heel on, keep pressing those hips forward. Beautiful, float back up, use the core. Excellent, switch to the other side. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tipping it back, pressing hips forward, nice and protected. Maybe reaching for that heel, maybe grab onto it. And keeping that chin nicely tucked. Lots of people like to tuck their head back here as long as you can do so with control on the neck. Go ahead and do so. I'm not going to say you can't do it, but just being mindful of it. Let's come back up. Excellent. Option to take that full camel now, both hands reaching for the feet, or you can just bring both hands onto the small of the back. If you're noticing a little fatigue, take that inhale, lifting through the heart. Exhale, tipping back. Pressing those hips forward, lifting through the heart, noticing the neck. Maybe a little squeeze through the shoulder blades as you open up a little more through that collarbone. And use that core, flow yourself back up. Beautiful. Let's counter that by starting to round into tiny ball or close knee child's pose. So rounding down. Maybe your hands reach back for the heels. Maybe your hands are under shoulders. Rabbit is a delightful counter pose to this. Trying to get that top of the head down. I like to start with my hands under my shoulders so that not all of that full weight is going into my head. And I can lift those hips up right over top of the knees. Maybe those hands come behind the back and you stretch it out. But it's all about just that little round of the spine, coming back to that child's pose. That nice counter into those back bends. Full inhale, fill the lungs, fill the abdomen. Soft exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Starting to release those hands, pressing them up. Let's make our way into a downward dog. Let's take a little vinyasa, let's flow that out. That'll feel good. Finding length in your downward dog. And coming to that plank position, lowering down. Inhale, rising up. How does that back bend feel? Tuck the toes, lift those hips. Beautiful downward dog. So good. Right foot kicks up, three-legged dog. A little knee to nose, one little pulse. Kick it up. Step that foot all the way through. Finding your warrior one. Nice reach. Roll that right hip back. Arms are strong. Ribs are pulled in. Lengthen through the spine. Maybe bend through that knee just a little more, pressing into that left foot. Excellent. Exhale, release those hands down. Start to shift the weight forward as we find that warrior three. Hopping up onto that right foot for your standing leg. Option for left toes touching down. Maybe the left foot rises. Planting into that standing leg. Arms being wherever they need to help you balance. Maybe they reach back behind you. Maybe they fly long. If you want that extra challenge, keep rolling that left hip down, keeping both hips square with the ground. Beautiful. Take that inhale. Come all the way up. Rising up. Knee comes up. Nice bend. And hug the knee in towards the chest. Beautiful. Finding power through that standing leg. Maybe you reach for the toes. Maybe you hang on at the knee or underneath the knee as you kick that left foot out. Finding that little drifty point, that point to focus in on. Excellent. And bend the knee and relax that foot down. Maybe you march it out. Great job. Let's inhale. Take a nice big reach up. Take an exhale, bow down. Beautiful. Maybe you bend the knees and rest the body on the legs, feeling that release through low back. Just giving it a little extra love. Find a half lift, lengthen through the legs. Bring the hands just above the knees. And bend the left knee deeply, making that little shelf for the elbow. Right hand comes to right hip. Maybe you hang out here and you just work with that right leg, pressing the hip out, getting a little more in tight T-bend. Or oftentimes we add that twist in, rolling that right shoulder open, stacking shoulder over shoulder, maybe reaching up towards the ceiling. That left hand can reach down towards the ground, but I like leaving the elbow on that little shelf. It's a little more restorative. You can focus in on what that right hip is doing. Beautiful, nice big reach. Connecting with the breath, drawing the ears far from shoulders. Take that exhale, find that full release. Beautiful, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant hands. Maybe take a hop back, finding your plank position. Exhale, lower down to your vinyasa. Finding that to back bend. Moving back towards downward dog. One more vinyasa should you want it. Maybe work with your strengths, holding your downward dog, and working with the mind, or you take that movement, getting the heart pumping. Your choice, let it feel good. Excellent. Strong downward dog. Feel the fingers pressing in, not just the palms of the hands. Excellent. Left leg kicks up. Nice three-legged dog. Give it a nice shake. Knee to nose. One little tap. Bring it up. And step it all the way through, finding that warrior one position. Rolling that left hip back. Reaching up. If those arms are tired, you can come to steeple. Let the hands hold on to each other. Or imagine squeezing onto that block. Excellent. Just to drop those arms down. Planting your weight into that front leg. Find that twisty point as you float that back leg up. Finding that warrior three. Leg rises. Extra challenge. That right hip rolls down. Excellent. One more breath here. Finding length. And start to float the body up. Bring the knee with you. And bring the knee in towards the chest. Nice big squeeze. It'll feel good on the shoulders and the hip. Excellent. Start to tap the hands maybe behind. Or maybe you reach for a big toe here. And extend that right leg. It's okay, you can still have a bend to it. Maybe you lengthen. Finding strength through that left leg. So good. And bend the knee. Find that release. And march it out. Give those feet a little break. A little bit of love. Beautiful. Take that inhale. Reach it up tall. Optional back bend if you want it. Take that exhale. Bow down, forward fold. The back feel good here. Just notice that gravity, adding length to the spine. Can you feel those little vertebrae finding just a little more distance, those little jelly discs squeezing back in and being happy as they find their home? Inhale, halfway lift. Excellent. Add a deep bend to right knee. Press the elbow. Oh, nice little shelf. Left hand hangs out on hip. Maybe you hang out here. Maybe you roll that left shoulder open. Or reach up to ceiling. Or reach down to ground. Beautiful. Finding the version of this you want to be in. Maybe you try something you don't love it, so switch it around. Drawing those ears far from the shoulders. Always finding that length. Excellent. Exhale, start to untwist, finding your way back to that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, hop, step, or jump back, finding your plank or downward dog. We'll take 2 vinyasa here. Lowering down, feeling that back bend. Downward dog, full breath. Working your way through that vinyasa. If you know how to vinyasa and flow it out, you just do it. You don't need my cues. You don't have to follow on exactly. So good. Finding that downward dog. Nice big reach through those hands. Excellent. Look towards the top of the mat. Take that nice big hop forward. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Find your yogi squat. Maybe you waddle it out. Bring the feet a little wider. Finding that stance you want to be in. Take that inhale. Get nice and tall. Maybe you try something different with the hands. Maybe you bring your hands to prayer, press the elbows against the knees. Maybe that feels really good on your hips today. Maybe just let the arms hang heavy over the knees. Still finding length through that spine. Still feeling openness through those ankles. Maybe you reach those hands forward, finding a little more strength. Beautiful. Relaxing now. And we'll make our way onto our backs. Maybe you just want to reach back and fall back, rolling back and down. You're welcome to press up to standing. Make your way through seated. Your choice. Beautiful. Let's bring those knees in towards the chest. A gentle tuck of the chin. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Beautiful. We're going to come into a twist. If you have a favorite twist you want to do, go right ahead. But today, I feel like just holding on to her right leg, setting that left leg long, reaching the right hand out, and rolling onto that left side. You might get a couple cracks through the spine. Lots of adjustments usually happen on this twist, especially with the back work we've done today. The gaze can go off towards the right if you want to include the neck and the stretch and the twist. Finding that full inhale, full exhale. The neck returns slowly to a neutral position. One twist, rolling onto the back. Maybe give that right leg over, nice big squeeze in. And sending it long, switching to the other side, left knee draws in. Taking that nice big squeeze first. Holding on to leg with the right hand as left hand reaches out and you roll onto that right side. Gaze can go to the left. Letting the body start to release. Taking those exhales to find a little more softness. Getting into that little melty sensation. Head returns to neutral. Holding on to the back. Give that leg a nice big squeeze in. Send it long. Let's take another good morning stretch. Reaching those arms up overhead. Nice big reach, reach, reach. And exhale, come into your happy baby. Grounding onto the feet. Feet go up towards the ceiling, knees drawing towards the body. And let that spine feel good. Maybe a little movement here, a little rock from side to side. Maybe you bend a little extra through one knee and send the other leg nice and long. Giving those hamstrings a little more love. And And bending that extended leg, switching to the other side. And coming back to any version of happy baby that you love. Maybe you want to extend both legs long. Maybe bring the soles of the feet to touch and send the knees open, coming into more of that cobbler pose. And coming into the freestyle version of the class. This little portion of time that we take to explore any other movements or poses you want to take before we settle into Shavasana. So even if there's a standing posture you wish you would have done, or your body is craving in this moment, feel free to find that movement. We have roughly 7 to 10 breaths worth of time here. Although, should nothing come to mind, or should you not want to play around, you're welcome to just start to settle into that Shavasana. Taking the breath. Letting the body be the guide. If you're doing something on one side, be sure to find it on the other side. And when you're ready, find that final pose. You want to connect in with yourself this evening. Connecting in with that breath. Noticing how the body moves with the inhale. Maybe you relax those shoulders, rolling them back and down. Feeling the softness of the exhales. Feeling the lungs expand. And the rib cage find openness. The belly button reach towards the ceiling. That exhale, that release, the letting it go. Now I'll call you back when it's time. Taking these moments to invite a bit of stillness. Recognizing that our yoga practice is more than just the poses and transitions we take. There's also that focus element, that meditative element, where the body builds its awareness, communicates. Full exhale. Letting that movement be the guide. Maybe remembering that intention from the beginning of class. And that if it no longer serves you, thanking it and letting it go. Maybe you set a new intention for the rest of your evening. And finding a little more movement. Reawakening softly. Awakening into those extremities, those fingers and toes, and the arms and the legs. Maybe reach those hands up towards the ceiling. And give yourself a nice big hug, wrapping those fingers right around the shoulders, trying to inch them as far back behind you as you can, but feel good on the arms and shoulders. And relax, release, or switch arms on top, and switch it to the other side. And reaching those fingers all the way around you, wiggling them as far as you can. And take that nice release. If you like to roll onto your side, finding that nice fetal position, or you can keep finding other movements. And gently starting to come up that seated position. Maybe you keep the eyes closed. Find that mark on the floor to focus in. Taking 3 cleansing breaths that exhale into a sigh. And to finish off the practice, breathing in nice and deep. Exhale, let it go. A big inhale. Full exhale. Last one. Finding that breath. Feeling that release. Sitting nice and tall, the shoulders roll back and down. And the hands float towards the heart center. Just that position of gratitude. Thinking of something you can appreciate in this very moment. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this evening and letting me guide you. Hope you have a lovely rest of the night, filled with moments of joy. And may you always be blessed.